Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to share balancing with you and what I've learned the past couple months about balancing. What I like to do when I balance is I like to think about all the various parts of my body that require me to have engagement and awareness and connection to in order to balance the best way. So, some of those areas, if you think about what helps me balance, well, it would be your abdomen. And we just got finished with an abdominal module from last month. The abdominals are the first thing that's going to have you have an uprightness into your spine. The next thing, which I didn't know until this year, that helps abdominal balance is your toes. And I love wearing toe separators. I don't know if you have any at home, but I recommend with my one-on-one clients that they all have a pair of toe separators. When I first started teaching, they were these really thick blue ones that were kind of difficult to get on and jelly. And then they started iterating and improving them on Amazon, and there's thousands of companies now. The ones that I like the best are these, and I wear these every single day. I actually don't have a day where I don't wear them. I'll even put them and wear them into the shower so that they get clean. But these ones are wonderful because they have a lot of stretch to the toes. So with something like this is going to help you create separation in your toes. And we're going to do some more toe strengthening exercises today, as well as toe stretching exercises that will help you do some of the challenging balance routines I have for you today. So I highly recommend that if you don't have these, you get a pair of them because you do want your toes, just like our hands, separated. And one of the best analogies I like to make is if you didn't have articulation in your fingers, you couldn't type. But what we're asking of our feet to do is when we hike or when we bike or when we do anything that isn't just walking around our house barefoot, we essentially put a mitten on our hand, which would be our foot, and then we ask it to go like this, and it prevents the articulation of the toes. So before I buy any pair of sneakers, I make sure that I put on my toe separators and I can get my feet into that pair of sneakers with my toe separators on so that my toes can move around as I'm walking around. And the little tiny intrinsic muscles of the feet have an opportunity to work and to continue getting stronger. We don't want those to lose their strength. So with that said, there's a few props we're going to use today. One of the props is going to be a yoga block and our gyrotonic stool. If you don't have a yoga block, you can use something like this that you can either stack it up or you can just use one of them. But we are going to use something that challenges our balance a little bit more and has us have to pick something up. So go ahead and take a moment and gather your props near you. I'm going to turn my screen down and give everyone a few minutes to gather your materials together so you have them near you. All you're going to do is tuck your toes underneath. Go ahead and sit back on your heels. Toes are underneath. And you're going to lean way back so you can feel that toe stretch with the arms out in front of you. And we're going to take a couple deep breaths here, looking in between your hands. And then lean forward, point the toes, curl, and sit back onto the actual heel. So you're on your toes, you're stretching the front part of your feet. And we're going to rock forward, tuck the toes underneath, stretch. So really trying to stretch those toes, putting the weight onto that ball of the foot, leaning back into it. And then rock your weight forward, point the toes, sit back, and put the weight into the front of that foot, of the ankle. One more time. Forward, tuck the toes, arching back. Well, it's kind of a straight back, but you're leaning with the weight back onto the toes, then rocking forward, point the toes, and come back. And yes, you should feel this in your feet. We don't stretch our feet nearly enough unless you're a ballerina. Great. Very good. Now go ahead and take your time, stand up. Now we're going to go skateboarding. Has anyone skateboarded before? Good. We've got one person. Yes. Okay. We're going to skateboard and we're going to balance. It's so good for your hips. It feels wonderful after all of this. Now, skateboarding is fun. What you want to do is either side. I'm going to start with my right foot on here. My left leg is going to be the skateboarding, the one that's pushing. So from the side, what this looks like is as I'm coming with this leg goes down, this knee that's on the block bends. And then as that leg straightens, this knee bends. So it goes like you're pushing. Imagine you're pushing the ground away from you. It's like you're pedaling, you know, you're pedaling, but you're balancing on this block. It's so good for the ankles and for the hips after all that work. Really good for the ankles to bend that knee like that, to bend and bring the weight, keeping your body centered, your chest upright. Keep it going, probably 15 more seconds. You can do anything for 15 seconds and a rest. Other side. Okay, getting set up. So I'm going to balance on my left foot and my right leg is going to do the work. And I'm going to go for it. Really bending the knee as the leg straightens, straightening this leg as this knee bends. It's really helpful for coordination. From the side, it's like I'm pushing the ground away, the imaginary ground, as I'm skateboarding. Okay. Very good. Last exercise we're going to do is balance. So what we're going to do is we're going to just lift this opposite leg. I'm going to balance for 30 seconds on each side. And I'm going to do that on the block because that's more challenging than on the ground. If you are concerned about your balance, you can do it on the ground. And if you really want to challenge yourself, go ahead and close your eyes. Try to get a sense of your internal balance. Okay, that was 30 seconds. Bravo, let's go to the other side. Excellent work, everyone. That was so good. I'm sure your heart rates were up very high during that whole part. I am going to stop this section of it just so that you can have a practical without questions, but then I will put all the questions in the chat area. And I have some things I want to share with you that are tips that will really help your balance of things that you can do during the day. So this section is over. We're going to do some Q&A for the last part so that you guys can unmute